The first thing I want to cover is about teams. And you need to know this for next semester as well as this semester. Miss Cox, your video is going in and out.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought you might want to know. You might want to check your connection.
Oh, there we go.
You got a webcam or is it internal?
No, it's internal. I'm just on my laptop. The Wi-Fi sometimes goes in and out, but I think
That's not a bad thing because when I get started with my document cam, I'm going to ask y'all to turn the videos off. I have found that when you turn the video and the audio off and use the audio sparingly, that the stream at the bandwidth is a whole lot better. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but we're going to try it.
Oh,
You don't have to do it now. Don't do it now.
oh, okay.
But Teams, I sent y'all this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, or about a month ago, where I told y'all that Teams is the upgrade of Skype for Business. And I'm going to give y'all an update because some of y'all actually tried it and it didn't work. Believe it or not, I think it's probably Tri-County Tech's fault. I can use Skype. In fact, I called Makia. She's another teacher in the math department. I called her the other day with Teams. It works just like Skype. And you have Teams. If you've downloaded Office 365 this year, you have it. I'll show you how you can find out if you have it. You go down to the Run tab, whatever your Start tab is. Some people has it in the lower left-hand corner as the Windows tab. Some people have a Home tab like this. You click on it, and it takes a minute for mine to come up. I don't know. And then you just type in TEAMS. And there it is. And then you drag it over to your desktop. Okay? Microsoft Teams, or you hit the whatever, you hit right click on it. Microsoft Teams is the new upgraded Skype for Business. Now, there's nothing wrong with y'all downloading it. The problem is y'all can't log on to it. And I have a feeling, this is my own opinion, I have a feeling that Tri-County Tech, when they discussed this, they said, okay, nobody's going to use it anyway, so we're not going to worry about their credentials logging on. And they didn't worry about it. So now when you try to log on to Teams, it won't let you log on. So, but y'all don't have to worry about that because I told y'all to download Skype for Business at the beginning of the semester, and you did, and y'all did it before Microsoft cut off Skype for Business. So right now, students can't get Skype for Business. So anyway, I thought I would tell y'all about Teams. IT is working on it. And as soon as I can get verification that students have, I will switch over to it, to make it easier because it is better, it runs clearer, and it is faster. So that's just a little for your information. And hopefully somebody will watch this video and they'll get that same information for the 1 or 2 people that's going to watch it. All right, second thing. The second thing I want to talk about is some of the homework questions that y'all are sending in 2.1 are nothing but compound interest and continuous interest, and I'm really not going to go over that because y'all should know how to do that. Okay, I'm going to go over the formulas and maybe how to do it in a calculator. So compound interest, y'all go ahead and turn y'all's video off. Compound interest, and you can just use your mics as needed, okay? When I ask y'all a question, I want y'all to answer it. You can use your, and maybe that'll help with the lag time. Make sure this autofocus is on. Okay. Compound interest, the formula is A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. And P is what you put in. Okay, that's the Hubert definition, but it's also called the principal. The principal is the amount that you put into the bank. So if you put in $5,000 in IRA, the P is 5,000. R is equal to your percentage rate. But you don't put it in as a percentage, you put it in as a decimal. T is always going to be time in years. Now, what is 6 months? 6 months is not equal to 6. 6 months is equal to what? 0.5 years. So if I said 6 months in a question, you would put 0.5 for T. If I said 3 months, you would say 0.25. If I said 9 months, you would put 0.75, and so on. And then N is how many times it's compounded. And compounded is another word for the bank doing the calculations. That's what it means. All right? So, if I tell you that I want you to compound annually, what does annually mean? That means one time a year. It means yearly. So in that case, N would be 1. If I said semi-annually, that would be 2. Quarterly would be what? 4. Monthly would be what? 12. Daily would be what? 365. Now, that is all I need to show y'all for compound interest. Y'all should know how to. Now, how do you type it in a calculator? Is the lag better today, Miss Billy, than it was Tuesday?
It's a little bit better.
I think it's because y'all not videoing. Let's see if that's Mr. Mark. I told him to reboot his computer. Not sure where I changed my availability. I'm trying to call Skype on the TechLive. Oh my gosh. Let me see if he's even up yet. MCCULL. Well, it says inactive. I don't think he's on the right place. I think he's on Skype, not Skype for Business. But it says he's been inactive, and he says he's on it. Okay. All right. So that's compound interest. Now I'm going to give you an example, and we're going to do it on the calculator. And I'm not going to do all those questions because some of those questions are like 8 parts, and all they're trying to get you to do is learn how to use a calculator. So you put in $5,000 at 8% interest for 5 years, and it's compounded monthly. Okay, now that's kind of generic, but I'm not going to write a paragraph to give you 4 things. Okay, now when you read the paragraph, then you need to pull that out. So P is equal to 5,000, R is equal to 0.08, 5 is equal to T, and 12 is equal to N. So now I'm going to use I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the formula, and then we're going to do it on the calculator. 5,000, 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 raised to the 12 times 5 power. 12 times 5 is the same as 5 times 12, so it really doesn't matter how you type it in. Now, here's how you type it into the calculator. If you do it right, you shouldn't have to do anything, you shouldn't have to write anything down but the answer. Okay? I'm going to move this over. And I do have a calculator now. I called TI. I didn't call them. I got on the chat room with them, and they gave me a calculator for my computer, for my home computer. I told them that I was dying of the coronavirus, and they gave me a calculator. All right, so here we go. What do? Well, you work inside out. 0.08, let me clear this. 0.08 divided by 12 equals. And then I'm going to add that to 1. And then I'm going to raise that to the 60th power. X to the Y, that's the caret symbol. 60th or 12, you punch in parentheses, 12 times 5, close parentheses if you want to. Enter. And times 5,000. So at the end of 5 years, you're going to have 74.49.23 in the bank. Now, in the questions that y'all are sending, they're asking you to do it in a, let me see if I can find that question. They're asking you to do it in a, where a daily, compounded daily. They're asking you to compound it continuously, or daily and continuously, monthly, annually, and I've went over that. Now, at the end, they ask you to, and I'm going to show you continuous here in just a second. At the end, they ask you for double, and I'll show you how to do that. I don't know what that was. That was somebody sending me a chain letter on. I hate when people send me stuff on Facebook, and it's stuff they just blanket send people. Okay, continuous. Let me show you continuous. We're going to do the same thing now with continuous interest. Back a long time ago, there was a shampoo on the market. It was called Prel. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember that, but it was green. Well, after Prel came out, there was a conditioner that they put with the Prel because it was a clear, and they called it Pert. So that's what continuous is. P-E-R-T. Pert. And that is A is equal to PERT. Oops. Y'all can't see it. Hold on. I'm getting there. There you go. Continuous interest is A is equal to PERT. P times E to the RT power. So if I gave you this question, I would say $5,000. R is equal to 0.08, and T is 5 years. So plug and chug. 5,000 times E to the R 0.08 times 5. So I'm going to do that on the calculator. So pull up the handy dandy calculator. By how long of a delay is it when I say 5,000 and you see 5,000 on the thing? Somebody tell me, how long is it? So I'll know.
Like just a couple.
Maybe about, yeah, like 5-10 seconds.
Oh, it was what? A minute last time, remember?
Yeah.
I think me cutting out some stuff and not loading a video on YouTube. I'm going to load videos in the afternoon now because I'm not going to load them while I'm on this computer. I think that ate up a lot of time. And y'all were videoing when we were doing it too. So I think that helps. 10 seconds is a whole lot better than a minute, and that was Tuesday. So anyway, here we go. So E, well, go ahead and do 0.08 times 5. So 0.08, of course, it's going to be 4. 0.08 times 4. No coughing in class. Y'all got to lay off them Marlboro Reds. I'm sorry. Not. Hold on a minute. I can't talk and chew bubble gum. 0.08 should be 4. 0.08 times 5. There we go. So e to the 0.4. So type in second. Where is e? Natural log to the 0.4 times 5,000. Enter. 7459.12. Okay, I'm writing it right now. 7459.12. So that's continuous. So this is compounded, and this is continuous. Now, the only other thing they're going to ask you is the exponential growth rate should be, when you double it, the natural log of 2 over r. So I'm going to show you that down here. That's the growth rate. That's like D. They ask you for a D, and they want to know when it's doubled. You do T is equal to the natural log of 2, because it's doubled, over R, which is the rate. And that tells you how many years it'll take you to double your investment. Years to double investment. Okay, so instead of just doing 8 parts of the question, I'm going to let y'all do the 8 parts, but you're going to use, let me get the computer. You're going to use this right here for your doing the 8 parts. Did anybody have that question? Did you have that question, Miss Billy?
I can't remember if I sent one in, but I figured it out.
Well,
by looking at the example.
Yeah, but it's not very difficult, but that's algebra. There's no calculus in this. That's all algebra. So, except for the last part, but it's algebra too, because it's natural log of 2. There's no calculus in this. So this is a 2.1 question. All right, so let me move on, because I need to move on and get some more homework questions in, because we got to get y'all out of Unit 2. Get y'all into Unit 4. I'm going to go to Unit 4 next. All right.
Are we just skipping 3?
What?
Are we skipping 3?
We're skipping it for right now. I need you to get into Unit 4 because y'all need to do the antiderivatives, because you need to have that before you go into 230. All right. So let's go to the handy dandy email, and let me find the question. I'm going to turn my calculator off because I don't need it, and I don't want to use that RAM. Okay, go away. There. All right, this, let me see what this one is. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, that's that one right there. Go ahead and write it down. Just write it down for your own notes, but that's the problem I just went over. I just didn't do all parts. It says an initial investment, blah, 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 blah. Find the future value of the investment when interest is compounded annually. That'll be 1. N is equal to 1. Monthly, N is equal to 12. Daily, N is equal to 365. And PERT, P-E-R-T, and then the natural log of 2 over your R. So all you need to write down is this right here, and then N is equal to 1, N is equal to 12, N is equal to 365, and then do T, uppercase T, is equal to natural log of 2 over 0.049. And that's it. So tell me when you got that written down. Tell me when you got that one written down. Both of y'all.
I got it.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So let's get rid of that one. I'm just going to delete that one because I don't want to. All right. We did a lot of 2.1s. I left off the other day at 2.2. Let me get rid of this. 2.214. Well, I think people have sent me more problems. Well, I can't find your problem you sent me, but
You have a work
you
email.
sent me a problem, 2.2 ACQ 14. Let me do by date again. Date and then subject. 2.2. ACQ 14. Well, I don't know what happened to it, but it is a good question, so let me go ahead and write it down. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it's not on here because I printed it out. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Okay, I'm just going to leave that thing alone. All right, this one says the equation A of t is equal to 8,000 E to the 0.035t. 0.035t gives the balance after T years of an initial investment of $8,000, which pays 3.5% compounded continuously, PERT. Find the derivative. Okay, so find A prime of T. Okay, so we know that when you have the derivative f of x is equal to 2 to the x power. This is an example. Anytime you have a variable, okay, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Anytime you have f of x is e to the x, we know that the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. And that's not a problem when your coefficient of x is what? 1. Okay, because the derivative of 1x is 1, and that's the multiplicative identity. So that's not a problem. What's a problem is when you have something in front of that variable that's not 1. And then you have to do the chain rule. So here, we're going to have to do the derivative of e to the x with chain rule. So that means I've got to take the derivative, and then I have to take the derivative of what's inside the parentheses. So I'm going to put imaginary parentheses around that. The 8,000, I'm just going to pull it out because it's a constant. I'm just going to pull it out here. And I'm just going to take the derivative of e to the 0.035t. So the derivative of e to the blank is e to the blank. But since this one has a 0.035t, 0.035 coefficient, I have to take the derivative of that also. So that means that I've got to do 8,000 e to the 0.035t, and then I have to take the derivative of 0.035t, which is 0.035. And I just took the derivative of what was inside the parentheses. And that's going to give me 8,000 times 0.035 times e to the 0.035t. Now somebody take 8,000 and multiply it by 0.035.
$280.
And that's 280 e to the 0.035 t. And that is a prime of t. Now what does the question say? The question then says, find a prime of t, b. So this is a. B says find a prime of 10. This is a test question because it is calculus. So that means I'm going to 280 e to the 0.035 times 10. Of course, you don't have to use a calculator. You just move that one place to the right. Please don't use a calculator because that will put a sign around your neck that says, I don't know simple mathematics. Okay? And now put this in the calculator. And I got 397.34. And C says, what does that mean? Well, that means that 397 more than the future of 10 years at 8,000. You put in 8,000 and you're going to get 397 more dollars at the end of 10 years or 8 years. Okay? So that's that one. I'm gonna leave that there for a second while I pull up. Well, I can't. I can. Well, I'll just wait. Tell me when you got the 397.34.
I'm good.
I've got it.
Have a work email.
This one is 2.2 AQ2. Now I remember seeing that one. 2.2. There it is, right there. Okay, you and Miss Zanino Hills. I can't. Yeah, Zanino, whatever. I think this is yours. Let's see. Now, I sent this one to My Labs Plus because I think they've got a wrong answer in here. Okay? I think this is the one. And Miss Billy, I don't know, did you see anybody about this one? Like tutor or anything?
I didn't.
Okay,
Not
I
yet.
think the answer is wrong, and I'm waiting for them to respond. I got an email from them on the 25th that said that they were sending it, but I haven't got anything. That's what I'm checking for right now. I'm checking to see if they sent anything else. Might be under another folder. No, I don't see anything. So I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it telling you what I think the answer is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You plan to invest an account, blah, 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 blah. All right, so they do half the problem for you. Okay, they go through and say if the investment period is for 6 years, then that's going to be PERT continuously. There it is, PERT, P-E-R-T. And they even do it for you. So you're at P-E A of T is equal to P-E 0.33. And they say, find the derivative of AP. Well, the derivative of e to the 0.33 is e to the 0.33. And you can't, even if you did this by the product rule, e to the x is e to the x. So I would assume that the answer, and this is why I sent them, because their answer didn't make any sense. I'm trying to do two things at one time. All right, so A of T is equal to P E to the 0.33. Well, let's do it by the product rule. First times the derivative of the second. I done lost my blue pen. There it is. First times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Okay, what is the derivative of e to the 0.33? Well, e to the 0.33 is a constant. So that means the derivative of that is 0. 0 times p is 0. So that goes to 0. plus the derivative of this constant, which is p. Well, if it's not a constant, you could say it's 1. Okay, that's where they're getting it. And then 1 times e to the 0.33. So that is the answer. So that is correct. A to the t is equal to e to the 0.33. Use the product rule. Okay? So let's plug that in. Tell me when you get to e to the 33.
I got it.
Okay? And
Got it.
the reason this is p, when you take the derivative of a variable, the derivative of a variable is always 1. Okay? That's why that comes out. That's not 0. This is 0. The derivative of that constant right here is 0. So that takes the p out. But the derivative of this right here is 1, and 1 times 3, 0.33 is 0.33. So that's why that comes out. Now the question states, find and interpret, plug in 400, I'm going to let y'all 4,000, and compare the approximation. After 6 years, you will increase whatever that number is. So somebody you're going to plug that in. I want y'all to plug it into the calculator. 4,000. So that's going to be a prime of t is equal to e to the 33. Well, if you can't plug 4,000 into the derivative. You can't do that. So this is going to be e to the 0.33. And then you type in, you can't type in. Now think about what you're doing. Okay, if the investment period is for 6 years, and now you could plug in 4,000 here, but you can't plug in 4,000 to a constant p. So that's going to give you e to the 0.33. Somebody take your calculator and do e to the 0.33. What do you get? 1.39? And that's going to be dollars increased, dollar increase per yearly. There we go. Should be. No. I don't know what it is. It's 1.39 because you can't do anything else. Okay, I got the second part wrong. Dollars increase in the total amount per dollar increase in the initial investment. I probably wouldn't put that one on a test. I don't like that question. All right, this one is 2.321/9. 2.321/9. 2.3, let me delete this one. I'm going to delete this one too because that one's the same one, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm going to delete both of those. 2.321/9. Miss Billy, y'all are sending the same questions. Let's see what this one says. All right. This could be a test question. I'm trying to make it get bigger. There. Okay, find the equation of the line tangent to the graph of f of x is equal to natural log of x quantity squared at x is equal to 5. So I'm going to write it down while you're writing it down. Find the equation f of x is equal to the natural log of x quantity squared at x is equal to 5. Now we're going to have a y, so let's go ahead and plug in to get our y. Y equals blank. We need to find our y because they're going to want an equation. So we got to have an x and a y. So before we start the derivative, let's take our handy dandy calculator. Oh my Lord, I ain't pulling that thing up. Let me just see if I can pull up the calculator. That thing eats up too much RAM. Calculator, C-A-L-C. Well, I don't know. Okay, there we go. All right, so natural log of 5. Hell, I can't even see natural log on this thing. Natural log, oh, they have to have it reverse. So clear 5 natural log, raise that to the second power. Equals. Did y'all get 2.59? I don't trust that. I'm going to use my phone. Y'all check it. Natural log of 5 and raise it to the second power.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Natural log of 5 raised to the second power. 2.6. I'm going to put 2.6 right there. Now you might need to write it 2.59, but I'm going to put 2.6. Now let's take the derivative. We're going to have to use the chain rule because this thing is raised to the second power. So I'm going to say f prime of x. F prime of x is equal to 2 natural log of x to the first power times 1 over x, because that is the derivative of natural log of x. So now f prime of x is equal to 2 over x times the natural log of x. And that is f prime of x. Now I got to find the slope. Slope is equal to, take that 5, plug it in, 2 over 5 times the natural log of 5. So the natural log of 5 equals times 2/5, which is equal to, is that 0.4, right? No, that's not. Yeah, 0.4.
Yeah.
Should be 0.4 times 0.4. I get 0.6437.
That's what I got too.
0.64, I'm going to say 644. Now I've got a slope and I've got a point. I've got a point and I've got a slope. So I'm going to use the point slope equation. Y minus 2.6 is equal to 0.644 times x minus 5. Distribute, somebody multiply it, well, I'm going to do it, times 5. So that's going to be y minus 2.6 is equal to 0.644x minus, I got 3.22, 3.2. Bring that 2.6 over. So that's negative plus 2.6. See what y'all get. I got negative 0.61. So y is equal to 0.644x minus 0.62. That should be your answer. Tell me when you get to the bottom box.
I got it.
I'm good.
Okay. Next one is 2.327. 2.327/10.
Gmail.
Let me delete these two. (27/10). I had a problem to go over and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. But it's in 2.6, I believe. The demand for a new computer game can be modeled by that formula. So go ahead and write this one down. For blah, 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 where P of X is the price consumers will pay in dollars and X is the number of games sold. Recall that the total revenue is given by X times P of X. So you got to multiply that through. Complete parts A through C. Well, first of all, multiply X times P of X, which would be X times. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and let you write it down and get started on it. My son texted me, and I don't know why he texted me. He knows what time I get out.
Are your kids out of school too?
I'm sorry, what?
Your kids are all out of school, right?
Yeah, Lauren's at Clemson.
Oh, okay.
My son is at Robert Anderson over here, 7th grade.
Mm.
Okay, so let's go to the, I've got it in front of me, so I don't have to. So this is going to be R of X is going to be X times 42 minus 8 natural log of X. So R of X is going to be 42X minus 8X natural log of X. Okay, so that's R of X. And of course, they're going to ask you to find the R prime of X, and that's called the marginal revenue. So the marginal revenue, that's A. B, the marginal revenue, and this is something y'all need to write down because y'all are business majors. Marginal revenue, just like that other one a while ago where you had to take the derivative of it. Marginal cost, I think it was. Take the derivative. So R prime of X is going to be equal to, well, the derivative of 42X is 42. Okay? Here, we've got to do the product rule. First times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So that's going to be equal to 42 minus. Now, why am I keeping that minus sign outside the brackets? Because what am I going to have to do at the very end? I'm going to have to distribute that negative, and it's going to change everything. So 8x times, what is the derivative of the natural log of x? 1 over x, Hubert. Plus the natural log of x. What's the derivative of 8x?
8.
Thank you. So I'm going to simplify it a little bit more because, of course, we're done with the calculus. 42 minus 8x over x plus 8 natural log of x. 8x over x, sorry. And the x's are going to cancel. And that's going to leave you with 42 minus 8 natural log of x. And what's 42 minus 8?
34.
So that's equal to 34 minus 8 natural log of x. And that's R prime of x. And they're probably going to ask you to plug in something. How many units will be sold when you're willing to pay $40? That means 40 is equal to 34. I'll do that for you because you might have a problem there. I don't know. So I'm going to go up here, try to keep it on the same thing. So C at $40. I think it said $40. How many units will be sold if the price that consumers are willing to pay is $40? So that'd be 40 is equal to 34 minus 8 natural log of x minus 34. 6 is equal to negative 8 natural log of x. Divide by negative 8. Divide by negative 8. That's going to be what? 2 3/4? Y'all check me. 3/4. Negative 3/4. Negative 0.75 is equal to natural log of x. And I can rewrite that as negative 0.75 is equal to log e of x. And I can use the definition of a logarithm. A to the y would be e to the negative 0.75 is equal to X. And somebody, let's take your calculator. I have no idea what the answer is. 0362. Calculate.
47.
What?
I got 0.47.
Yeah, I think I've done something wrong. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. What'd you get?
0.47.
Let's see what the answer is because I haven't done it. .47.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right because that ain't even 1. I think we've done something wrong. Let's see what they get. I think. $12.84. I think we've done something wrong. We got B right, right? Is B right? 34 minus 8 natural log of X?
Yeah.
Log base E, A to the Y is equal to X. E, and you say you got, well, I'm going to just check. E.
That's what I got too.
40. And it says P is equal to 40.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You put R equal to 40 and it says P should be equal to 40. Does that change anything? Because, like, we used the equation from B and made R equal to 40.
I'm looking. No, you're supposed to plug it into that original. I hate when they do stuff like this. You need to plug it into the original formula, not the... This is the second time they've done this to me. They start with a formula, they tell you to take the derivative of the formula, and then they tell you to go back to the original formula. Okay, the original formula, my bad, I didn't read the question. The original formula is 42 minus 8 natural log of n, or 8 natural log of x. P of x is equal to 42 minus 8 natural log of x. 42 minus 8 natural log of x. So 40 is equal to 42 minus 8 natural log of x. Minus 42 would be minus 2 negative 8 natural log of x. Divide by negative 8. That's going to be 1/4, 0.25. So that's going to be e to the 0.25. That's still not right. I don't know what they're doing. Unless I'm doing something totally wrong. Let me see what they're doing and to help me solve this, because I'm not going to sit here. I'm not a business major. Let's see.
I just plugged it in and that gave the 1.284.
Oh, and it's in thousands.
Yeah, that's it. Okay,
The number of bits is in
1.284. Thank you. 1.284. And then when you multiply 1,000 by 1,000, that'll give you 1284, which should be the answer. Lord have mercy. They didn't need to do that last part. All they need to do is, this is a calculus section. This isn't a algebra. Y'all keep me on. We've still got 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, the next one is 2.32911. 2.32911. Let me erase that one. 2.3, 29, 11. Well, slowing down a little bit. This one says, students in zoology class took a final exam. They took equivalent forms of the exam at monthly intervals. After T months, the average score, S of T, as a percentage, was found to be given by the following equation, where T time, has to be positive. There's no such thing as negative years. Complete parts A through E. Blah, 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 blah. What was the average score when they initially took the test? Well, that would be T is equal to 0. So somebody plug that in. Here we go with the algebra again. S of T is equal to 77 minus 16 natural log of T plus 1. And we're going to plug in, what did it say? 0 initially. Initially, whenever you hear the word initially, that means what? 0. Initially means when you start. So 77 minus 16 natural log of 0 plus 1. 77 minus 16 natural log of 1. And what is the natural log of 1? 0, Hubert. 0 cancels that whole thing out. So you're left with just what? 77. All right, I'm not going to do B and C because B and C, you're going to plug in the same thing. I mean, you're going to plug in a number. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit 77 and hit enter. And then they're going to ask you to type in 4. And when you type in 4, you get 51.2. So write that down. I'm not going to do this algebra. Y'all can use your calculator. I'm not going to. And plug in 24, you get 25.5. And now they're going to ask you to take the derivative. Find S of T. So B is equal to 51.2 and C is equal to 25.5 at S of 4 and at S of 24. So you plug in 0, you plug in 4, and you plug in 24. Now D. D says find the derivative. So S of T is equal to 77 minus 16 natural log of T plus 1. So S prime of T is equal to 0 minus 16. Okay, the natural log of a function is equal to that natural log plus or times the 1 over, so that would be 1 over T plus 1. So that's going to be negative 16 over, times 1 over T plus 1. Because the natural log of x is 1 over x. So the natural log of T plus 1 is 1 over T plus 1. Now, if that was a 2T plus 1, then you would have to take the derivative of 2T, and multiply it by 2, but that's a different problem. So S of t, S prime of t, is equal to negative 16 over t plus 1. Question. Do they ask you more? Negative 16 over t plus 1. And then they tell you to plug in 4 and 24. And you're going to get 3.2. That's going to be negative 3.2. So that means that it's decreased 0.32 or 3.2 points per month. And then the other one, when you type in 24, when you plug 24 in, that's going to give you, this is 0.32, negative 0.32, I think, if I read my own writing. It's either 3.2 or 0.32. And that means that the average score is decreasing by 0.32. And 24 is negative 0.64. So that means it's decreasing by negative or 0.64. This is not a good test question because I don't think you need to spend all your time on a test question doing algebra. Okay, well, not the algebra that matters. I like for you to do the algebra, the mechanics of the calculus, but not a bunch of algebra with a formula. I mean, y'all know how to do that. I mean, to me, that's kind of redundant. All right, so hit enter. Okay, I don't know what they're wanting. I think I might have typed. I don't think that's 3 point. Did y'all plug? Is it 3.2?
Yeah, because negative 16 divided by 5 would be
Okay.
3.2-ish.
Well, I wrote 3.2 and then I wrote 0.32, so I just okay. Oh, I got to write 3.2 right here. There we go. So that's the way you do that question. That is not a test question. On these tests, I'm going to ask you nothing but mechanics of dadgum derivatives. I'm not going to do that one because that one's a pain, and I'm not going to ask that on test anyway. I'm trying to get the nitty-gritty ones, okay? Delete. I'm going to leave that one on there. I'll go over it another time. Yeah, I'll go over that one another time. 2.5, 2.6. Where'd that one come from?
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Let's see what that one looks like.
We didn't go over 2.5.
I know. I'm just looking at it to see if it's okay. That's a good time to stop.
Hi there.
Oh, this one is interesting.
With the current temperature
Okay.
57 degrees.
You're going to use the derivative.
70 degrees
I'm going to show y'all how to do this one probably Tuesday, which I'll be going over more homework questions over too. But let's stop there. I don't know how many problems we do, 6 or 7?
Yeah.
All right, y'all should be able to finish 2.1, 2.3, and through 2.3. I think I left the other sections open so y'all can start working on them. Right? I think I did.
2.6, I think, is closed.
Okay, well, I'll
All of
open
mine
it
were
up.
closed when I checked last night.
Okay, I'll check it again. All right,
That's why
I'm gonna